If I could give my younger self 30 seconds of advice, it would simply be this. In life, there are only two places that you can possibly be. One, in God's will, or two, in God's way. Now, you never want to be in number two, because being in God's way only blocks your blessings. You have a father who is very rich, so it is wise to want to be in his will. Pun intended, I hope you caught that. You always want to remain in his will because then you get to inherit everything that he's been preparing for you since the moment he formed you in your mother's womb. Moral of the story, get out the way.
Hey, Rich Babes, I'm Robin Milan, and welcome back to A Rich Girl's Glow Up. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you ever look back and think like, wow, I really had to learn that the hard way. And share this with a woman who is still trying to figure it all out. Because today I'm sharing things that I know now that I wish that I knew sooner. Because if I knew then what I know now, whew, life would have been a little bit more softer, smarter, and so much more secure. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you back soon.
If I knew then what I know now. If he wanted to, if they wanted to, if she wanted to, she would. People make time for what they want. That's just the bottom line. If they wanted to spend time with you, they spend time with you. If they wanted to text you back and treat you nice, be affectionate, they would. They're not because they don't want to. Believe people when they tell you the first time. If he say you don't want a girlfriend, you doing all the wifely girlfriend duties is not going to make him want a girlfriend. He said he didn't want a girlfriend, and that's what he meant. If they wanted to, they would. If I knew that then, like I know that now, ooh, we may say.
To the young girls who are watching this and to the young men, listen to your parents. Yes, the tone may be wrong, but they are telling you out of a place of love and a place where they have been. Now that I'm in my 30s, I understand what my mom was talking about. Like, literally, I didn't like her tone, and I was very defiant. Like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. Times have changed. No, no, no. Although times have changed, what they are saying is still relevant. It is still relevant today. And if you are going to school, you're going to college, give it your all. Go to college for something that's going to make you some money. And if it's about your passion, make sure you give it your all as well. Everything you do in your 20s sets you up for your 30s. Listen, this is not a time to just party and do all this. Imagine you partying, going to clubs, and you getting distracted. But if you lock in your 20s, imagine your 30s, you being in yachts in different countries. How about that? Sounds better, right? Just stay focused.
Boy, if I knew then what I know now, these are some things that I would have done differently in my relationships early on. I will always believe what a person shows me over what they tell me. People often want to keep you around because they enjoy the benefit of you without the responsibility. Meaning, I'm going to tell you whatever you want to hear so I can keep getting what I like, but I'm not going to do the things that actually need to be done to make the relationship balanced and equal. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Always start how you want to finish. If you intend on this being a serious, committed relationship that leads to marriage, act accordingly from day one. Getting into a relationship just vibing and seeing where it goes is only going to lead to disappointment because you're going to be expecting more while they are okay, because that's how it's been, right? And lastly, I will always go into a relationship being 100% authentically me. You will never be fulfilled in a relationship pretending to be somebody that you're not. That person is going to fall in love with the pretender. And when you get tired of being an imposter and you want to switch it up, that's a recipe for disaster. They've grown accustomed to the life that they have created with this fake persona. Being 100% authentically you will attract the person that is for you. Pretending to be something that you're not will only lead to a failed relationship.
I'm 54, and if you're younger than me, I would love to share some of the things that no one ever told me at your age. Stop accepting breadcrumbs from people and calling it a meal. You're starving your heart. You can never be his peace when he's your source of chaos. Never lower your standards just because you're tired of waiting on God's timing. A man who's emotionally unavailable is not a mystery to solve. He's a dead end. If he only acts right when you're pulling away, he's treating you like a challenge and not a priority. A man who respects you will never keep you waiting for clarity or commitment. Stop holding on to the memories of who he was and pay attention to who he's showing you he is right now. If he's not adding to your life, he's just taking up space. You're not a therapist. Stop trying to heal what he refuses to even address. Stop giving second chances to someone who wasted the first. And you don't need closure. His actions were loud enough. Remember, always choose you. Hope that helps.
You know that common saying, if I knew then what I know now, the world could have been different. If you could go back and give a younger version of you some good advice, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever, good advice, what would you say? My advice would be this. No matter how many naysayers or how many people are booing or negative commenting, because it's so easy in social media to just put an anonymous negative statement out there that could really crush you. No one can take your greatness away unless you allow it. So it becomes a sort of game of skill acquisition that you get so good at whatever it is that you're doing that no one's comments can stop you. Nothing can stop you. You become unstoppable. That's what I would tell me. And then if you get so good at being able to identify what other people want, what other people need, what other people desire, and you can deliver that, you can help them to execute that, then every opportunity opens up for you. All the doors open up and you become limitless. Sky isn't even the limit anymore. If I knew that then I think I could have cut a lot of corners and saved myself a lot of time. So I'm saving you a lot of time. Take that.
So I'm going to do this challenge, if you only knew, because my son asked me a question the other day and said, why did you and my dad have to get divorced? And it was a really hard question coming from an 8-year-old because he doesn't understand why me and his dad got divorced. He was 1 when we got divorced. And I thought to myself, if I had known then what I know now, I still would have made the same decision, even though that makes your life a little bit harder because I'm so much of a better person. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have stayed in a relationship that wasn't healthy for me. I wouldn't have kept myself under his thumb. I wouldn't have become the person I am today, having my own thriving business, had I stayed with his dad. It just wouldn't have been possible because I wasn't on a growth trajectory. I was stuck. And so oftentimes when I see a client and they feel stuck, it's like, what is on the other side of this that's available to you if you allow yourself to get unstuck? So if I ever find myself in that position of being stuck, I always go back to, well, what if I got on the other side of unstuck? And for me, the other side of unstuck was being reliant on somebody else, to having a 6-figure business and working for myself and being a completely different version of myself as a mom. I never thought I'd be the mom that would be able to be, to be able to volunteer, to do all these things for my son and show up 100% of the time. Because the mom that I was when I was with him, hid in the room, I didn't want to come out, I was depressed. And at the end of the day, while I thought I had depression, I didn't. I just had a husband that it just wasn't working anymore. And once I got out of that marriage, my depression lifted and I found who the hell I was. And through me figuring out who I was able to show that version of myself to my son and be this amazing mom that I didn't know existed. So yeah, I'm glad that I know what I know now.
6 things I wish I knew sooner. Number 1, your gut feels first. Follow it and listen to your gut. Number 2, if you're debating something or someone, think of your 10-year goal. Where do you want to be in 10 years? What do you want to look like? Who do you want to be with? Who do you want to be surrounded with? Where do you want to live? City, country, place, home, apartment, whatever it is. How do you want your life to look? And realize, is that thing that I'm debating or unsure about driving me to that goal? Or is it something so off the path that's not even in that 10-year plan. They won't be with me in 10 years. And that will help you make your decision. Number 3, there is no right time. If you're waiting for the right time to make a decision or anything, there will be no right time. You have to, yes, one day you might wake up and feel more comfortable about it, but hopefully you have people around you to push you towards that, and you will make that decision when you're ready. There's no right time. Number 4, the people you surround yourself with reflect who you are to other people. Their actions, their emotions, the way they speak, what they say to people, everything reflects who you are. Number 5, it is totally okay to outgrow people. It is totally okay to outgrow a relationship, a friendship, anything. Because you're growing up and you're changing. Everyone changes as they grow. So be okay with parting ways with different people in your life. And last, but certainly not least, family is everything. When all else fails and people part your life or you outgrow people, your family is everything and all you have. So make sure that you cherish your family that you were brought up with, and make sure that you pick someone to start a family with that you would want your daughter or your son to marry.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in here real quick and tell you what I wish that I knew sooner. All right. So number 1 is people who don't need to understand you in order to respect your boundaries. Okay. I remember I used to wear a shirt when I was 12. It says, "You don't need to understand me. You just need to love me." Okay. I wasted so much time over explaining myself. Now I just say no and move on. Period. The second thing is that the relationship that you have with yourself sets the tone for everything else. Self-love isn't just, bubble baths. It says, I'm not settling for anything that's not aligned with what I really want for myself. Number 3 is being liked is too overrated. Like, being at peace is priceless. I used to bend over backwards to keep the peace. Now I just protect my own and my own only. Like, that's all that matters. Number 4 is you can't save people from their own patterns. Like, especially the ones who aren't ready to grow. Like, let them walk in their own journey. And when they're ready, they're ready. If they're not, they're not. Number 5 is discipline will take you further than motivation ever could. So showing up on days that I don't feel like it, that's when the magic really happens. All right. Number 6 is you are not behind. You are in alignment. Your timeline does not have to match other people. Move when you are ready. Okay, and not rushed. Don't be rushed to just jump into things just because other people are doing it. Do it on your own time. Okay, and lastly, number 7, everything is not an emergency. I stopped reacting to everything like it's life or death. So you got to protect your nervous system, honey. Protect it. All right, let's get back to the video.
If I could tell my younger self one thing, what would it be? But younger as in a day younger, as in yesterday, I would say, Alicia, untie your sneakers when you take them off. Untie them. Stop coming into the house and stepping on the back of the heel and ripping them off like you're an 8-year-old coming in from school ready for his after-school snack. You are a 41-year-old woman. Untie your sneakers, because now older Alicia, today Alicia, has to untie them in order to put them on now, when they could have already been untied. Untie your sneakers.
Part 2, advice I would give to my younger self. I would say this. You got to know that there's levels to friendships. I used to let everybody in my circle and be so open. And I'm just one of those people that, like, once I love you, I'm sharing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then later on, I would get hurt and start to close off myself and not be my, fun, bubbly self anymore because I was afraid of getting hurt. This is what you got to know. You got to have levels, okay? You got to have circles within circles within circles. You got your regular people, that you might hang out. You might go out with them. You might get coffee. You might tell them surface level stuff. You got another circle within that circle where you might have your friends that you might have over your apartment or come over your dorm or whatever. Then you got that that nucleus, that inner circle that you tell your dreams to, you tell your goals to. You might tell them some relationship stuff, but then within that circle, you have that one, that two, if you're lucky, friend, that you can tell, your intimate business to. But even within that, you got to know that there's a piece that's just you and God, where you tell your deepest, darkest secrets to. Don't ever give anything that if it got out, you would be mortified or you would want it back. I wish I knew that.
A man calling you baby means nothing. A man moving into your house means nothing. A man calling you his woman means nothing. A man giving you a baby means nothing. Let me make this even clearer. I'm about to hurt some feelings with this next one. A man marrying you means nothing. Do you know why? Because titles, gestures, and words can be empty. They might look good on the surface, but they don't hold the weight of true commitment. True love and partnership aren't about what a man says or the show he puts on. What means something? A man changing himself, his habits, his mindset, his priorities to keep you. A man who grows for you, who becomes better, not just for you, but because of you. A man who values you so deeply that he's willing to let go of his old ways and put in the work to build a future where you both thrive. That's what means something. Action speak louder than titles. Growth speaks louder than promises. A man who truly cares doesn't just talk about it. He lives it. Pay attention to the man who shows you with his life, not just his lips. Real love isn't in the words he says. It's in the changes he makes to show he's all in.
Some things I wish I knew in my early 30s. It is okay for you to change your mind. It's okay for you to go in a completely different direction. It's okay for you to say you don't want to go that way anymore, that you want to go this way now, that you want to go with them, that you want to go over there. It is okay. Do not let people make you feel bad for wanting to go another direction and shift courses. Oftentimes people get upset because they can no longer be on that path or be on that route, and so they begin to talk you out of your own dreams and your own purpose, and you find yourself consulting people for where you should go as opposed to consulting God. Speaking of that, I've come to learn that it is important to share your dreams with the right people. Early on in my life, I wish I'd known that. Yes, some things are between you and God, and some things are between you and the right people. Sometimes I shared my dreams and my ambitions and aspirations with people, and I felt low after it, or I felt bad after it, or I didn't feel my best, or I was talking myself out of it. But when I shared my dreams with the right people, I come to tell you that I was exhilarated, that I was excited, that I was motivated, that I was uplifted, that I felt empowered, inspired. And I'm tell you what, I ended up in more rooms with more money, with more inspiration, more creativity, and more drive to go after the things that are in my heart. So please be mindful that you are not sharing your dreams with dream killers, people who will take the life out of you because you shared it with them, and people who have not even stepped outside to even give their own dreams a chance. You got to be careful. Lastly, the question why me does not mean you don't love God, or that you're not a person of faith, or that you don't trust him. Oftentimes things hit our lives, the news hits our lives, disappointments hit our lives. And at the end of the day, sometimes it just leaves you in a hard place. And so you're wondering why me, you try to do right by people. You try to do all the things. You try to be loving. You try to be caring. And then things hit your life and it just catches you off guard. So if you find yourself in a place, in a space in your life, in your 30s, where you're wondering why me, it is okay. It doesn't mean that you don't trust God and believe God or have faith. It's just sometimes things hit us and strike us at our core that it makes us just wonder, dang, did I have to get that? So what else would you add?
Before I ended my engagement, I wish someone would have told me that the right decision for me could feel like the wrong one. It could feel lonely. It could be conflicting. It doesn't mean that the decision that I made is not the best one. I wish someone would have told me that life goes on. Life can only get better. There's no way that this is the best that life gets. You know what I mean?
Okay, Rych Babes, so if this hits home for you, make sure you comment down below and tell me what's something that you know now that you wish that you known sooner, because when we share, we heal and we grow together. So make sure that you secure the bag, protect your peace, and stay rich, Rych Babes. Love you.